Happy National Evaluate Your Life Day. So yes, this is a real thing. And if you're like me, you're getting used to these national holidays and what they mean and when they are and trying to memorize important dates. But anyways, earlier this morning, I found out that it was National Evaluate Your Life Day. And I was like, you know what? I need to go live and talk about it because while I don't believe in like a lot of these national holidays, I want to touch base on the fact that like we shouldn't be waiting for some specific date to begin to evaluate our life. Now, typically the reason that this has become the National Evaluate Your Life Day is because we're pushing into the beginning of a new year, and it's an opportunity for you to kind of take a fresh step back, look back and say, okay, this is where I'm at. This is where I want to be. These are the changes that I want to make, so on and so forth. But the key thing is we shouldn't only be evaluating our life once or, once a week or once a month or anything like that. Evaluation is something we should be practicing regularly. I am a firm believer that you're either growing or you're moving backwards. There's no such thing as standing still because the world is moving past you. So you're either moving backwards or you're moving with the world and moving forward. And in order to move in the right direction, it takes time. It's important and imperative for you to actually take time and evaluate your life because it helps you to see if you're in the right place, if you're in the wrong place, what you should be doing, what you shouldn't be doing, all of those fun things. So what I want to do super briefly is I want to talk about how I have made evaluation a regular practice for me. Okay. I'm going to share 3 steps that I incorporate as well as what I use with my clients. The first step is really identifying what success is and what success looks like. Now, if I can be totally honest, we all define success very differently. I did my dissertation research on the success of female entrepreneurs and the way in which they conceptualize it, make sense of it, bring it all full circle. And what I learned is out of 23 women that I interviewed, not a single one of them had the same definition of success. But sadly, we use that one size fits all American version of success of the white picket fence, 2.5 kids, a doting spouse, like all of those things to define what success is supposed to be for us. But what I challenge you to do is I challenge you to determine what success looks like for you. Thank you so much. So what is success for you? What does that look like? What does that mean? How can you really adopt success for you? And sometimes success is just small steps. If you didn't watch my live the other day, I talked about the ladder of believability and how we need to take small steps in the direction of our success instead of these huge, big, giant leaps, right? Even though small steps lead to that, which kind of leads to step 2, I'll get to in a moment. But really take time to identify what success looks like. I always say, if you spend so much time focusing on other people's grass, you're going to let yours grow while you're worried about what theirs looks like. And you'll always be behind in that way. So start focusing on your own grass, making sure your own grass is green, making sure your own grass is cut by identifying what that success looks like and going after it confidently, knowing it's what you desire. Okay. Do not let society, do not let a friend, do not let anyone define success for you other than yourself, because only you know what's going to give you that satisfied or accomplished feeling. The second thing is, now that you identify what that success looks like, identify what small steps can get you there. So for example, if you're like, success to me looks like 10K a month in my business, but that feels really far out of reach. What are the small steps that you can take that actually get you to that 10K? Can it be just getting your first client? Can it just be raising your prices? Can it be just getting to 5K first for a few months consistently? What are these small steps that are going to get you to this? If you're like, I want to lose 50 pounds sounds like a lot of weight. Sorry, I got a little cut off. But if you're like, oh, you know what, each day I'm going to go to the gym for 20 minutes or 30 minutes or whatever, that 30 minutes adds up. And before you know it, those pounds will begin to fall off. So don't overwhelm yourself with the big goal. Think of one step at a time. Then finally, that brings me to my third step to evaluate your life and move in the right direction is to really make sure that you have people in your life that are rooting you on. Not everybody in your corner is actually cheering for you. Some people are in your corner watching you. Some people are in your corner mimicking you. Some people are in your corner just to talk about you. And I'm just going to call a spade a spade. Okay. I'm a firm believer that people are either adding and multiplying to your life. Thank you so much. Or people are dividing and subtracting. The choice is 100% yours, but you got to be able to identify who those people are. Thank you. Without knowing who's adding and multiplying and really getting that value, you're never going to really be able to know who should be in your life and who should not. Thank you. So take some time to really look at your inner circle. It's not by accident that research says that we are the average of the top 5. Yes. Sorry, my daughter asked me something. She's so cute. She wrote it on a sheet of paper so she didn't interrupt my live. I got them. I got them understanding when I do live, no interrupting. But um, the reality is like people are, thank you so much. People are either adding to our life or subtracting. And there's a reason why research says that we are the average that out. If you take that, you multiply it by 5, and then you divide it by that, or sorry, you multiply their number by 5 and you divide it by 5, you're going to get how much time you spend watching TV. If you take their salaries, you'll be the average of their salary. If you take how often they work out, you'll be the average of it. It is like, you hear it all the time, but when you actually do it and you confront it, it makes you really begin to evaluate, like, am I where I want to be? And here's the thing. I am not at all telling you to cut everybody out of your life, but I'm telling you, if you up level your circle, you'll up level your life. I was in a group with 22 women about 4 weeks ago when I was working on my master's prac certification. And it was a 2-week group. And these are women that are making millions. I mean, millions upon millions in their business. And when I say I have never left something feeling so motivated, so inspired, and so ready to go after my dream, and really unapologetic about, like, a lot of times I would overthink things. I would kind of talk myself out of things. I felt so confident that I could just take on the world because of the group of people I was around. And this was a really big evaluation reflection process for me to say, okay, who am I surrounding myself with? How do I get to people that force me to up level, that force me to step in to that next level? And so that's why I'm sharing it with you, because a lot of times we love our family, we love our friends. And I'm, like I said, I'm not at all telling you to cut them off. If they're negative, if they're not cheering you on, they're not believing in you, and they're talking you out of your goals, then yes, you need to set boundaries. But if they're people that are not, like, maybe not understanding or not pushing you to that next level, then how do you start adding people to your circle where there's that balance and you can get people that are really pushing you to step into that next level version of yourself? Here's the thing, 2021 is around the corner, yes, and it's going to come up so quick. But if we wait until a special day, or if we wait until January 1st or December 31st to evaluate our life and start creating goals and start desiring certain things, we're never going to get to where we want to be. So what I'm challenging you to do is I'm challenging you to use today as a jumpstart to evaluate where you're at in life, but create a routine where evaluation is a regular practice. And the easiest way to do that is start asking yourself questions. Create a schedule for yourself in the beginning of the day of things that are most pressing, the things you need to do, and then spend time at the end of the day reflecting. Did I do those things? Did I get myself closer? How do I feel about what I accomplished today? And what you'll notice is that the more intentional action you take, not accidental, but intentional action you take, the closer you get to where you desire to be. We have to stop allowing our schedule to lead our life and allow us to be intentional about how we're spending our time and how we're scheduling what we're doing. So I wanted to come and share that because it's National Evaluate Your Life Day, but I know a lot of us need to evaluate our life regularly and not just today, but today is a good start. So what I challenge you to do is I challenge you to use some of these strategies that I shared with you today to start making evaluation a regular practice. Oh, and I forgot to say also in that process, get some accountability and support on this journey. Like I am such a big advocate for coaching because even if you look at like Oprah Winfrey, like I think Oprah has like 3 or 4 different coaches and she's like so high level. Tony Robbins, like all the high name people have coaches because they recognize that in of themselves that we can sometimes be our own worst enemy. We can often get in our own way. So having that additional support when you're creating that team and finding like-minded and the right people to surround yourself with will literally change the entire trajectory of your success. So also consider that when you're moving in and really creating that team. But I just wanted to come on super briefly. I know most of you are probably getting off work, getting settled, getting ready to cook, getting ready to do homework or whatever it is with your kids. So I don't want to take up too much time, but I really wanted you guys to know that it is so important that we're not using some national holiday to evaluate our life, but that we make it a regular practice, because when you regularly are evaluating, you're regularly making adjustments and changes, and you're making sure that you're walking in the right direction. I once heard a saying that said, successful people have a target and poor people or unsuccessful people have a target. Okay. Unsuccessful people have this target. They know what their target is. And they're like, I want to get my aim right. I might try this. They come back to it. They focus on it. Some days they don't. They're kind of all over the place. Where successful people are honed in and focused on it. And not only are they focused on it, they take action regularly. So they're shooting their shot at every second, every chance that they get. And every time they shoot a shot, they evaluate. They're like, oh, I'm about 2 centimeters off. Let me move over. Oh, I'm a little bit up too high. Let me move down. And they're constantly evaluating, because when you're constantly evaluating, you're constantly growing and you're putting yourself in a position to increase your success. So I wanted to share that because this is your opportunity to make evaluation a regular practice, which will in turn change your life. So definitely use some of these steps. Share this with somebody who you know can be blessed by it, because I think that more of us need to make this a regular practice, because I have seen it make crazy changes for me. Even my daughters and I, we do an evaluation game every single night at dinner. Like, it's huge. So I just want you to begin to create this as a regular routine and pattern within your life as well. So thank you for all who joined me. Thank you for watching the replay. Make sure you share with those that you know can be blessed by it. And I hope that you all have an amazing National Evaluate Your Life Day. All right, guys, chat with you later.